Ever since I was a young man, I have always specifically wanted a pet lion, and I thought that if you could have dogs as pets, then surely I could have a pet lion. But growing up means appreciating the one shot you have at life, and realizing that anyone brave enough to treat an apex predator like a house cat is probably insane. So that's why in this video I'm going to explain why some animals simply cannot be domesticated. Domestication is a genetic process over thousands of years where a species is selectively bred to live with and depend on humans, like dogs, cows, or chickens. So a lot of these animals that are domesticated are like this because they are very useful to us and are almost essential for human survival. Lions and such animals, however, have never undergone domestication as a species because there is not a lot we need from them. Even hand-raised lions remain wild animals with instincts that make them unpredictable and dangerous. So whenever you see a video of a regular human being playing around with a one-way ticket to God, it's because the monster is tamed, not domesticated. Taming is when an individual animal becomes accustomed to humans and may respond calmly to people. For example, those videos you see on TikTok where that crazy human being is chilling with a grizzly bear. This means they are comfortable with you but still aren't opposed to ripping you apart if food is scarce. So domesticated, harmless. Tame.
I'm cool until I'm not.
One day that bear sees you as a friend, and the next he might see you as a snack, and I personally don't like those odds. Animals have been very useful for the development of human civilization. We have used them for transportation, food, clothes, and farming. But as I said before, not every animal was worth domesticating, and it all comes down to how difficult the species is to maintain. Give a cow for example. With just grass, water, and some grain, we can breed a healthy cow that can be used to make leather, tons of healthy meats, dairy products, fertilization, medicine, and we can even use them for labor. Whereas a lion, for example, needs to consume about 50 pounds of raw meat a day to survive, only to make nothing that we as humans can actually find useful. So in layman's terms, cows, easy to raise and control, lots of benefits in return. Apex predator, however, very hard to raise and control, not a lot of benefits. It sounds like only carnivores are hard to domesticate, but a lot of omnivores can also be a pain to keep around. Even animals that are only part-time murderers can be difficult to manage. Think buffaloes for example, who despite not being carnivorous, still hold the highest body count in all of Africa. And this is wild because they don't eat meat at all. They just kill for the love of the game. But let's say the challenge isn't violent, unpredictable bloodlust. Some other animals just don't do well in captivity, like pandas, who by nature have the sex drive of a wet paper towel. This is bad because resources would be spent trying to get this motherfucker to have sex, but he just doesn't want to. And the less they reproduce, the less resources we can extract from them. We just spend time and money to watch them celibacy themselves into extinction.
Virginity is cool, come on, virginity is cool, what up?
You're starting to get the idea of domestication. The animal has to give more than it takes, and a prime example of this is man's true best friend, horses. Horses for the better part of 1,000 years have been crucial for the progression of mankind. Horses are easy to feed, easy to get along with, and very useful. Although some animals can in theory be very useful to us, there are usually some criteria that just doesn't allow humans to take full advantage. For example, elephants can be very useful with carrying massive loads due to their immense strength and size. But the reason they're great is also the reason they cannot be put to good use. Imagine how challenging and expensive it would be to maintain and feed a hulking beast that is known to rip apart trees like it's nothing. That's why elephants have been only used for war a few times throughout history. But in some cases, an animal doesn't have to be useful to be a victim of domestication and genetic engineering, because some breeds of dogs and cats throughout history have been bred to be cuter, fluffier and smaller, all for the sake of being funny house pets. Take a look at a corgi. Take a good look at this guy. Cute, isn't he? Now do you think this guy would survive a week in the jungle? With those tiny ass legs, he can't run very fast or very far. He'd be a free lunch. We have spent centuries breeding them to rely on humans, so next time your cat bites or scratches you, do not be too mad because that thing is essentially a tiger. So to summarize, a younger me could not have a lion as a pet because 1. It might kill me, 2. It's very hard and expensive to feed, 3. It doesn't want to live in my small midtown apartment, and 4. It might fucking kill me. Well, anyways guys, that is the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and goodbye.